Hey everybody, what's going on? This is your broadcaster, Master Cloud, and I am back for another cast of the Lord of the Rings, The Battle from Middle-earth to The Rise of the Witch King. Today's matchup is going to be a 2 versus 2 between the players that you guys can see on screen. On the top, actually spawning on the lower right-hand side, on the bottom, is going to be the player MayShadow. He is spawning as Angmar. To his left side, his ally, is going to be the player Mirkwood. Of course, spawning as Isengard here and going for, it looks like a double furnace off the start for that economic opening. Towards the top, their opponents, also as Isengard, is going to be Saruman, almost ironically spawning as Isengard, or maybe not ironically. I'm not really sure what the wording for that would be. And a third Isengard, oh my goodness, to the top right is going to be Grizzly. And Grizzly has gone for an early clan steading here, so we see a little bit of diversity among these Isengard openings. 2 players going for those furnace openings, and 1 going for that Wildlands opening. And MayShadow actually here going for extreme economic opening, 4 mines to start, or 4 resource structures to start the game. So just before we get too far into this game here, guys, let me mention that this game I am casting live. These players are playing this game literally right now as I cast. And if I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit scratchy. It is I almost like woke up probably maybe 10 or 15 minutes ago and was like, hey, let's get online, let's play some Lord of the Rings, The Rise of the Witch King. Let's get a cast out for you guys as well. And so here we are. I am actually, as you saw on that opening screen, I am actually observing this game. And the patch that they are playing on is going to be the 2.02 patch, version 4, for those of you wondering, and the map is called Tournament Rohan, I believe. And as you can see, towards the center here, there's a couple of goodies, a couple of inns protected by these cave trolls, which have set up their lairs literally right in front of the entrance there. Of course, that's to prevent any of these players from easily capturing these structures in the beginning of the game and gaining almost an unfair advantage. There are also some signal fires to the left and to the right, or to the right and to the left, depending on which way you're looking at it. But to the sides there, that could also be beneficial. Now we do have an Isengard push here coming from Saruman. He does send out a group of Uruk-hai rather, and those are going to be chased down by a group of Uruk-hai from Mirkwood here. The rally call goes down, and defensive formation could also throw down the shield formation, but the rally call went down first for Saruman here, so I think that might give him a little bit of bonus over those Mirkwood units on the right-hand side. It looks like Angmar here has Wolf Riders out already, and those are going to be dealing a lot of damage to these Wildmen, who basically stand no chance against Wolf Riders. And these units are actually a little bit of cut, or we're stuck there for a moment, but do still get a pretty good charge to those Wildmen. And I think these Wildmen are not going to be nearly as efficient as Grizzly had hoped. He is now throwing down in desperation an Uruk pit in order to deal with those Wolf Riders. It looks like they will finish up that group of Wildmen. A second group of Wildmen now moving in from the north, though, does manage to start getting some decent damage done to this mill. Has thrown down a rally call on them as well, as you can see by their yellow glow underneath there. And that is going to allow them to take down this mill very quickly. Can he actually finish it off before all of his units die? Only one Wildman's is left standing, but still he's going to be receiving a decent amount of resources there. Even so, throwing away 2 units of Wildmen for some damage on that mine might not be worth it. On the left-hand side, looks like our other 2 players here continuing to do battle. Mirkwood here trying to hold up, has a group of crossbowmen out as well, and these Uruk-hai from Saruman continue to push forward, and now do get up close to those archers there, and those archers will indeed fall. However, the Uruks will also get closed up, as the reinforcements here are much faster, as the battle is really taking place in front of Mirkwood's base rather than in front of Saruman's base, which of course means his reinforcements will be arriving much faster, and one of his Uruks might get away. No, does get, in fact, chased down, and these Uruks are actually up to level, I see one of them in there at level 2. Could actually pull those back, allow them to heal, but instead he's going to be going for the War Glare. I really like this choice, actually. He's gotten a little bit of an advantage because he's got some extra units out at this point and won that battle, and now he's going to try to further expand his advantage by going for this Warg Lair, by going for the extra resources, potentially even the Signal Fire, which of course lowers the time that your powers respawn at. We do actually have Dark Rangers out already for MayShadow here over on the right-hand side, as he's gone for a very quick upgrade of this Hall of the King's Men here, as you need to upgrade it twice in order to get those out, and he actually has Snow Trolls out as well. This economic opening that he has chosen is really paying off for him. I feel like he's decided not to go for any heroes at this point, not to spam necessarily spam the Thrallmasters, but rather to go for a very diverse opening. You can see he has one Thrallmaster out here, the Dark Rangers, and then also the Snow Trolls. Now there is plenty of pikemen out, so this strategy could, or these units should be safe rather from the Snow Trolls while those pikemen are alive. A couple of Wildman Axe Throwers do get out and begin to deal damage, but the Snow Trolls coming from the backside will manage to get a lot of those archers, and an additional unit of Dark Rangers now showing up as well, and these units are starting to get picked off from afar here. And I really like MayShadow's position here as he is pushing in against Grizzly. The Snow Trolls once again moving through, and those Wildman Axe Throwers go down way too fast for what Grizzly was hoping for. And these units are going to continue to move forward, and he does not have a Warg Pit down, and actually he's throwing down another Uruk Pit. He almost needs Warg Trait now in order to deal with these archers. On the left-hand side, it looks like there is going to be a slight skirmish here. But once again, the battle is happening in front of Mirkwood's base, and that is allowing him to reinforce very quickly. These archers getting off some great shots, and these archers getting caught by these Uruk-hai rather, and they will go down very quickly to that. The level 2, it looks like the level 2 Urks still in here potentially. Yes, so they are actually up to level 3 now. And with a decisive win, he is now going to be pushing forward, has the Signal Fire on the left-hand side. Actually looks like MayShadow was able to capture the one on the right-hand side as well. So both of the bottom players here doing an excellent job of taking control of this game, and at this point, we actually have a spell going down here by MayShadow. I believe that's to prevent the production snowblind. All areas within the structure cannot produce, but are immune to damage. So he's actually utilizing that ability on an enemy production facility to basically prevent Uruks from being produced from that. And you can actually see one was queued up, Uruk crossbowmen, but they will not be being produced right now because of that ability that was used. And now it does eventually run out and the crossbowmen are once again able to be produced. Nevertheless, they have not come out in time, and here comes a bunch of Snow Trolls right into the front lines here of these crossbowmen, and Grizzly putting these units way too far out in front with no extra protection, and they will go down very quickly. And Grizzly looking to be in a lot of trouble here. However, his ally also looking to be in a lot of trouble. But the wargs are out now for Saruman. The rally call goes down. These wargs need to retreat and charge once again, not stay and fight. However, they are still doing decent damage up close here. So this isn't necessarily a mistake, but I would like to see the a secondary charge here. As once that rally call goes down, you don't really want to stay and fight that necessarily up close like that. As these wargs eventually do end up getting overpowered, did manage to take out a large majority of the enemy force. And actually, Saruman making a counterattack here. Where did he get all these troops from? Looks like he only set the wargs as a contingency plan to deal with these troops and send the majority of his army to the south, which is now moving forward, has a ton of wildmen in this group, archers, crossbowmen, Uruk-hai. On the right-hand side, MayShadow now beginning to engage more troops from Grizzly here. The Troll Stone Thrower, gosh, I can't talk this morning, you guys, is out as well and doing a lot of damage to this barracks. Does not want to lose that clan setting. Remember, that is a really expensive building, 600 resources in order to produce that, and that does go down. He actually has another one over here, is throwing up his own Warg Pit at this time, but he's starting to lose more of his production structures. He needs to defend these if possible, but MayShadow has a really great setup here. Over really in front of his base here, just to the right of it, and is dealing damage from afar. And at this point, there is absolutely nothing Grizzly can see. You can see, obviously, he's placing this in the back now to prevent that from happening, but his fortress is going to be in range very soon. He only has a couple of units. He really needs some long-range units out But the only long-range units he can really do are archers, and those have just been getting bowled over by the snow trolls. So at this point, he's in a lot of trouble, I would say, as MayShadow is really dominating this right side of the map. Looks like that army from Saruman mostly dispatched of over on the left-hand side by Mirkwood, and that's going to mean no ally reinforcements. It looks like one unit from Saruman being sent over. I think this is a little bit of a mistake, though. He's obviously just charging these units in by themselves, and they do basically no damage right there before getting completely taken out. And basically, these units are just being thrown into the meat grinder now one at a time. I mean, there's so many archers here that it's not really making that much of a difference as these units run in one at a time. They basically just get picked off. They're being thrown to their deaths. I feel like, what was that guy's name? Boromir's father, I forget his name right now. Boromir and Faramir's father just kind of sends the units to their demise. Says, hey, charge, you know what, don't care about their position, don't care about their stronghold, just go for it. But as you can see here, actually, I don't know why he has these guys on defensive stance. And MayShadow is going to throw out the GG, well played, to his friend Grizzly over here, as his fortress is about to go down. The final stones are cast. And with that, the fortress falls. Grizzly looking to be in a lot of trouble here on the left-hand side. It looks like Mirkwood moving forward as well. Lurtz is finally out. We have a hero now on the field, but at this point, it might be too little too late, as I'm not sure this was even the right choice at this time. Not necessarily saying it's the wrong choice, but currently, Lurtz cannot do the necessary damage with all these units on the field. And Grizzly saying nope, not well played, as he is disappointed in the fact that he got Isengard, and those two are going to be chatting among themselves there for the moment as these players as MayShadow continues to move forward, finishing off the remainder of these structures. And on the left-hand side here, it looks like Saruman going to be losing a couple of his units, or a couple of his structures here, as well as more wildmen move in, as well as that level, looks like a level 2 unit of Uruk-hai here as well. Now working on one of these furnaces here. But the real battle is over, because it is about to be a 2 versus 1 as these buildings go down. I think that is his last production structure right there. And once that is out, he is going to be eliminated. As that goes down, and Grizzly indeed has been defeated. These units now moving to the left will begin to engage. Excuse me, guys. Will begin to engage Saruman over here on the left-hand side, and he does not have the resources, does not have the manpower, does not have the army to be able to deal with 2 armies at once right now. And this looks to be a slow, or maybe very fast and painful death here for Saruman, but he will nevertheless stay in the game and hold on. He's going to fight it out here to defend his fortress to the last. The Isengard Warg Riders here getting picked off by the Dark Rangers. They do try and deal with the stone throwers. I think that was the right move. But the defense here from MayShadow is just too great. Lurtz now moving in. These snow trolls basically unstoppable at this point, as they've been alive pretty much the entire game. Lurtz has lost his entire army, only up to level 3, going to have to fall back. The troll stone thrower, why is that so hard to say, actually hits his own troops there. But he is now taking a lot of damage to his infrastructure here. The Uruk pit will indeed go down with that rally call especially being cast. Angmar goes down the whirlwind ability just to make sure that that goes down. And as he begins to lose his production structures here, it is going to be pretty much over. Giants are summoned literally right in front of the fortress here, and actually go to stomp status here, or stomp the stomp ability rather than the stone troll. And actually, that seems to be doing. Is that doing a lot of damage to the fortress? Yeah, actually, they are doing a lot of damage instead of using that ability instead of throwing the stones. So that's an interesting choice right there. But nevertheless, the troll stone throwers on the right-hand side also doing terrible damage at this point. And here goes down the remaining buildings of Saruman. Once again, thanks to all these players for playing here and letting me cast them live. Special congrats to both Mirkwood and to MayShadow here, our victors of this game. I hope you guys have enjoyed this cast. definitely more casts to come out soon. And yeah, definitely, guys, stay tuned. Check out the website. A tournament coming up this next Sunday. I believe it is the 26th of April. I could be wrong on that. Check the game replay site if you guys are interested in participating. A tournament coming up this Sunday, 16-player tournament. So yeah, definitely more casts to come, guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in. This is Master Cloud signing out.